Have you ever noticed yourself ending up in the same patterns again and again? Maybe it's a relationship dynamic. Maybe you find yourself people pleasing. Maybe it's constantly taking care of everyone else, being the giver, or shutting down when things start to feel too close. And maybe you have already thought about it, you've reflected on it, you worked on it in therapy, talked about it in coaching, counseling, you've done your work. And yet somehow, maybe the pattern keeps returning. In my truth, and my truth doesn't have to be your truth, but in my truth, a lot of us assume that if we understand something intellectually, it should change. And sometimes that works because awareness is the beginning of transformation, definitely, yes. But often it's not how it works. Because many of the patterns that we struggle with, they are not random. They are here for a reason. Many of the patterns are intelligent ways to adapt. So at some point in our lives, they served a purpose. They helped us to belong, to stay connected with our caregivers, with the people around us, our parents. They helped us feel safe. And even if today they may no longer be serving us in the same way, and they're not needed anymore, or they're limiting us, actually, we have to take a look at the nervous system. The nervous system doesn't organize itself around what is true. It organizes itself around what feels safe. And often, what is true and what feels safe are not the same thing. So over time, these adaptations can become so familiar that we mistake them for who we are. We might think, this is just how I am. This is just my personality. I'm a giver. I want everyone to feel safe and peaceful. Or this is just how relationships are. As a woman, I have to be the giver. As a man, I have to be a provider. But sometimes what feels like personality is actually adaptation and conditioning. And sometimes these patterns didn't even begin with us. In family constellation work, I see how certain dynamics, beliefs, emotional burdens are moving through generations. Because we're so deeply connected to the systems that we come from. Sometimes the pattern is older than the person carrying it. You carry something that is not yours to carry. And yeah, rather than analyzing this, I invite you for a short somatic exploration, a chance to notice those patterns and how and where they are living in the body. So if it feels right for you, make yourself comfortable, settle for a moment, sit down or lie down. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze and just drop your awareness in your body. Let's begin. This is a somatic exploration, a moment to slow down, to turn your awareness inward, and to become curious about one of the patterns you carry. Take a moment to notice the support beneath you and let it fully receive you. the surface holding your weight. And without changing anything, simply notice your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Allowing yourself to arrive here just as you are. Now gently bring to mind a pattern, an issue that has been showing up in your life many times, several times. And you don't need to choose the biggest pattern, just one that feels present right now. And as you bring it into awareness, notice if there is a tendency to immediately think about it, to analyze it, to explain it. And for a moment, see if you can let the story rest in the background, just enough so that your attention can move toward your body. How does your body feel as you hold this pattern in your awareness? What do you notice? Not in your mind, but in your body. Noticing any sensations. Perhaps there is a tension somewhere, a heaviness, contraction, or warmth, restlessness, numbness, or perhaps something else, entirely else. There's no right or wrong experience, only your experience. And as you stay connected to whatever is here, I invite you to hold it in your awareness lovingly, feeling the sensations and becoming curious. What happens when you meet this pattern with curiosity? Rather than judgment or frustration, rather than trying to make it go away, staying curious. And gently exploring the possibility that this pattern may have emerged for a reason. That at some point in your life, it may have served a purpose. You do not need to know exactly what that purpose was. And you do not need to figure it out, just allowing the possibility. Perhaps this pattern was trying to protect something. Perhaps it was trying to help you belong, to stay connected, to stay safe, to avoid hurt. Now, gently widening the lens, shifting the perspective, simply wondering, does this pattern feel entirely mine? Or does it feel connected to something larger? A relationship, a family story, an experience that came before me. That my parents or grandparents or any other ancestors experienced. Just staying curious what comes up, and take a slow breath. And another. Awareness unfolds in its own time. Sometimes the most meaningful thing we can do is simply begin paying attention and shifting our perspective. Feel the support beneath you once again. Notice the room around you, the sounds around you, the breath moving through you. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes and returning back. As we come to the end of this exploration, just notice what is here. There's nothing you need to change, nothing you need to figure out right now, nothing you need to analyze, understand. Sometimes a deeper awareness, the awareness coming from our body, is enough for a first step. Because when we begin to see a pattern clearly, or we shift the perspective, we get a new perspective. We are no longer completely inside of it. We create space. Space for choice, for a different response, for acting differently, for something new to emerge. Thank you for taking this time for yourself, for letting me guide you. And if this exploration resonated with you, I'd love to hear what you noticed in the comments. You can also explore my channel. There's a few other guided family constellation inner journeys, receiving guidance from your ancestors, or some somatic guided meditations, receiving wisdom from your body, listening to your body, deeper nervous system regulations. And yeah, don't forget to take good care of yourself, to be gentle with yourself always.